Yo, what is going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about Battlegrounds and ideally the future of Battlegrounds for tournaments and esports, you can say, and just competitive play in general for Marvel Contest of Champions. So, my backstory, I have a lot. Before I started playing MCOC, I used to play Call of Duty. I started playing Call of Duty in Modern Warfare 2. I got into competitive during Call of Duty Ghosts, and for Call of Duty Ghosts, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and Call of Duty Black Ops 3, I played competitive pretty much every day. I'd play like anywhere from 4 to 12 hours a day, and I would just grind. And I was in school too at this time, but I would play so much, and I loved it. And what I loved was grinding to get better. And my goal was to become a professional Call of Duty player, a streamer, and a YouTuber. That's what I was trying to do back then, trying to do all three. This was like when I was in junior high, and it was great. And I that's why I love gaming. That's what I really love about gaming, is just grinding to get better and better and better. And then the perfect place to show all that hard work is for tournaments. And with MCOC, I was really getting that. Like, Modern Warfare 2 is probably my favorite game of all time, because it was like the first game that I really got into and really like grind. Like, that's probably the first game I was ever like addicted to. Like, I wanted to play it just nonstop. And like I started to get that feeling again when the Battlegrounds beta was out. I just wanted to play it like all day. It's like all I wanted to do. And that might sound kind of bad, but I mean, that's that spark that I love. That's what draws me to video games. And when I feel like that, it's a wonderful feeling. And Battlegrounds is so great because before the esports or competitive play in MCOC, I've been to multiple tournaments for this game. The first ever real tournament that Marvel Contest of Champions hosted was at 2017 New York Comic Con, and I ended up winning that one. I was 17 years old in the Big Apple by myself for the first time. This is one of the biggest accomplishments of my life, and that's great looking back on it. But dude, the tournament structure was not good, and I can't blame them, because it's hard to come up with a good way for competitive play to not only be competitive, to like actually differentiate skill from two skilled players and have them face off, but also to make that happen. But you also have to make it enjoyable for spectators to watch too. It's a very tall order, especially in a game where you're fighting against an AI and not even another person, especially a mobile game on top of all of that. It's a extremely tall order, and yet somehow now I think they've pulled it off. I think Battlegrounds is perfect. It's what they've been looking for. It's what they needed. It encompasses, I think, everything this game needs for a competitive aspect, and I think it could become an esports thing, and that gets me so excited. I think the mechanics in the gameplay is perfect. Kabam just needs to nail tournament structure, reward structure, that sort of thing. They have such a good game. They got such a good mode. It can really differentiate skill, I think, from people, because it's not just, oh, beat this champion faster, and oh, you can get lucky, there's so much RNG. It's you're battling someone else. Your skills matter, but also your knowledge is so important. Knowing champion matchups, knowing just so much knowledge in game is so important for this mode. Immunity is like, there's so much. And then on top of all that, there's tactics and strategic thinking involved, which is separate from knowledge, because it's like tactical awareness in a matchup. You know, looking at your opponent's champions, your champions, you need to have the knowledge of what all these champions can do, but also this have strategic ability to know when to maybe throw a match, or when to save a champion, and all kinds of different stuff that you can do in deck building and masteries, and there's so much, and I think it's perfect. It's so good. But Kabam just needs to nail, like I said, the logistics, the tournament stuff, the reward stuff, bracket stuff, all that. So ideally, what I want to see, we have this store. It looks like good stuff in there, but we have no idea how much time it's going to take to get those, or the amounts, or the costs, or anything like that. But what I'd love to see is something similar to the Alliance War structure, where it's, let's say, 3 weeks of every month, then 1 week to chill. But in those 3 weeks, you grind Battlegrounds, you go on the leaderboard, and there's different divisions, like top rank can be Diamond, second, Emerald, Ruby, whatever, and come up with something catchy. And where you rank at the end, then you get like your season rewards for those 3 weeks or whatever. I think that would be great. But then also, let me reference back to Call of Duty. There was multiple tournaments throughout the year, but there was one big one. It's COD Champs. So that's like the big tournament of every year. It's like $1 million prize pool. So to compare that to MCOC, that's kind of like the Summoner Showdown that we have. So I'm going to kind of compare it to that, which I hope we have multiple MCOC tournaments throughout the year. I'd love it to be like seasonally, so there's 4 seasons in a year, so I have like 4 Summoner Showdown type tournaments a year. That'd be great. And then random online tournaments throughout the year as well, but like 4 big ones, I think that'd be great. But let's focus on one at a time. So COD Champs, yeah, it's $1 million prize pool. That's like the big tournament that that's like the big one that you want to win. So Summer Showdown can be the big tournament of the year. And what I would love to see, the way to qualify for the past 2 Summoner Showdowns, I think, is just horrible. I think it's so RNG based, and it's, for example, also like one of the ones, Hercules was like a really good for it this last year, and he had like just came out at the time, so a lot of people didn't have Hercules, limited options. That's not how tournaments should be. Tournaments shouldn't be limited options, with champions that you don't have. I hate that. And I hate that structure for qualifications so much. What I'd like to see it to just be in game, prove yourself in game against everyone else. Go grind on the leaderboard. And I think like top 32 would be my ideal number. That can be Diamond, rank 1 division. So boom, you get there, you grind to get into the Summer Showdown. Boom, now you made it. You're top 32. Then what we would ideally what we would have is, this is just my idea for a tournament structure, and like I said, from past experience Call of Duty, I've seen a lot of those tournaments. There's a lot of stuff that I like, which I would hope MCC could incorporate. And so top 32, and so it starts out online. Have it be like a best of 3. I think best of 5 would just be a bit too much for when there's that many people. It'd be a lot of matches, but have the matches streamed. Top 32, have it be like a big event, and then have like an event in game as well for everybody else, which I'll talk about after for everybody else type tournament. But let's focus on the big one from the Showdown first. So yeah, top 32 starts online, the first 2 rounds. So after round 1, we'd be down to 16 people. After round 2, we'd be down to 8 people. Then boom, you make it past the first 2 online rounds. Boom, we get down to final 8, or top 8 for the Summoner Showdown. At this point, again, ideal world, what I want to see, bam, fly these 8 people out to an in-person event. And it could be either at Kabam headquarters or it could be somewhere else. It doesn't matter. I just want it to be an in-person event. Have it be like a really big thing in MCOC. We could have like content creators go out, fly out to it too. Because if Comic-Con happens or not, this could be like its own thing. I'd love to just hang out with a bunch of my other MCC YouTuber friends and alliance mates and have it be like a big thing. I could have a meetup there and just a big in-person event. And then it'd be so cool to go to like an MCC tournament and watch these top 8 people that qualified, fought online. And then, so now we get to top 8. Now this is like the real tournament, our final 8. In person, what I'd love to see is the bracket. Basically, it be, I think best of 3 is fine. And then in the end for like grand finals and maybe semifinals, then it can be best of 5 matches for Battlegrounds. Because things can go wrong in Battlegrounds. In just like you might be thinking like best of 3s or best of 5s, like that could take a while. And yeah, but if it's just best of 1s, like you can get so unlucky on your drafts. Little things can go wrong. If we're really trying to see who's the most skillful and everything, you need multiple matches. So I'd love to see it be best of 3s. And then also my favorite thing in tournaments is a losers bracket. And that's Call of Duty was when I first heard of these and saw these loser brackets, and it's so cool because, you know, you can just have a bad day, you can have a bad start, you can lose early on, even though you think you maybe deserve to be in the finals, and it's if that's just it, and it's like, then you're out of the tournament. Like, that's such a horrible feeling. But if there's a losers bracket, it's basically a double elimination tournament. Then, you know, like if you lose twice, you have no one to blame but yourself. But if you lose once, like, stuff happens, man. You get nervous too. Like, playing MCOC in front of other people on a stage is quite nerve-wracking. I've been there. It's way different than, you know, doing Alliance War in your bed or on your couch. Like, you're in front of everyone, you're on an unfamiliar device, people are watching you. Like, it's a completely different thing. Things can go wrong. So I would love a double elimination tournament, a losers bracket style. Would be the best. And then basically how a losers bracket works, you know, you can lose early, then you can go to losers bracket, fight your way through and make it all the way back. If you make it all the way through the losers bracket, then you challenge the person who hasn't lost yet in the tournament. And then basically, because that person hasn't lost yet in this double elimination tournament, you need to beat them twice. Which, like I said, I think for grand finals, best of 5 matches would be awesome. And I'd love to see that. You might say, yeah, it's too long. I'd be watching it, man. I don't care how long it is. I love 3-hour movies. I love the big, long Marvel movies. Like, I got time to watch stuff I enjoy. That's what I want to see. So, again, this is my ideal tournament style. I think that would be so great. I'd love if Kabam did a tournament like that. Losers bracket, fly everyone out, top 8 sort of deal, top 32 online. That's how you qualify in game, just doing BattleGrounds. I think that's fair, and it gives everyone a chance too. And yeah, Kabam flying everyone out. Obviously, they pay for the flight, and because you qualified, you know. So that's basically what I would love to see for the Summer Showdown type big yearly style tournament. That's what I'd love to see. Now, when this tournament happens, and also just subsequent tournaments in game, because, you know, if every tournament Kabam has to fly people out, we're not going to get many, if any, right? So there's going to be online tournaments, which is great. So what I want to show you guys is a Clash Royale. Some of you guys have been asking to see my deck in there as well, which I find is pretty funny. So I'm going to open that up real quick, and I just want to show you guys, because this is a deck game. So real quick, this is my deck, if anyone wanted to see it. So the tournaments in this game, I really like how they work. So as you can see here, you make a tournament deck, first of all, which it rounds up. It gives you every character in the game, and it's basically the highest level is 14, but for these tournaments, everything's brought down to level 11. So that would be like, you know, for an MCOC tournament, that would be like everyone having 6-star rank 2 champions, or, you know, 5-star rank 5. Like, everything's that level or capped at a certain level, something like that. And you have everything available. Like, these characters here, you need to be max level, which is 14, which I'm not. So I don't have them, but I have them here in this tournament, and I can build my deck with everything. So that'd be pretty cool in MCOC. I think for big tournaments, that's the way it should be. Yeah. And then, so this would be great for online tournaments. Here you see how I love this structure, because I was trying to think of a structure for MCC online tournaments for, like, the vast community, and, like, I just kept coming up with, like, that wouldn't work, and I'm like, wait, what if they followed the Clash Royale formula? Like, that would be perfect. So how it works is you can just find a match. So the tournament is on, you see it ends in 3 days, and it's 5 losses, and you're out. Each one of these X's is a loss, and you just see basically how many wins you get. So the top guy, he's got 38 wins and 4 losses. And then once you have 5 losses, you're out. So I love that style. I think that'd be great for MCOC. And it, you know, depending on which bracket you're in, like, for example, like Masters, Platinum, Gold, like, there could be different tournament brackets with just those people in it at the end of a season, or for the Showdown type deal. And then the reward structure, how that works is basically for wins, you just get stuff. Every win, you get something new. And then there's also a locked tier of rewards. And so you basically have to pay 500 gems to unlock these rewards. If you still have to get the wins and earn them. So this would be like 500 units, the MCOC equivalent again. And so I think this would fit the game BattleGrounds perfectly for online tournaments for the entire community to participate in. And I also made a little mock-up here of like an MCOC equivalent of what it could be. So, this is just to give you guys an MCOC equivalent for your eyes. Like a 6-star Nexus, gold, rank up gems, some revives, some catalysts, some shards, mastery core, like that sort of thing. And this would be a way for Kabam to make some more money off of it too, if they wanted to go that route. Of it being like 500 units to unlock after. I'd love to see Kabam do something like this. Of course, free stuff is great too, but there could be free stuff that you earn too, and then this on top of it, kind of like the Summoner Sigil, where you get extra if you want to spend a bit. But also have it just be in-game units, so that even free-to-play players, like 500 units is really not that much. It'd be worth it for like all this stuff, So it's something like that I think would be perfect for tournaments for the vast community, based on your brackets and everything like that. I think it'd be really fair. And again, if these tournaments in MCOC let you use any champions, like I don't know how I would feel about that. I like definitely for the Summoner Showdown, an in-person event where people are flown out. Well, yeah, of course. Like we wouldn't be playing on our own devices. We'd be playing on Kabam accounts, and every champion in the game is on their max sig, so you can build a deck of whatever you want. But for online tournaments, I don't really know how that would work for MCOC. It'd be great to have, like I showed you guys in Clash Royale, but I feel like that would be, I can't see Kabam doing that for online tournaments for the best community. It'd be great if they did, but I don't even know how they would do it. It's possible, but yeah, I don't get your hopes up. But it would be cool. But yeah, guys, that's really my thoughts on tournament bracket style and kind of my hopes for the future of this game competitively. I have really high hopes, and if it's anything like this, I'm going to be stoked. And regardless of what it is, I'm going to be grinding it, and I'm going to be trying to prove myself in Battlegrounds. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree, disagree, any feedback's appreciated. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Let's brainstorm in the comments. And yeah, that's going to do it. Subscribe if you want to see my Battlegrounds journey once it comes out. I have high hopes. So yeah, we're road to 100K, guys. Trying to do it this summer. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.